10 compositions to try out in this new set of TFT. Let's go. Hey guys, how's it going? Bluey here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 of the compositions that are actually exceeding all expectations in ranked. So there are obviously some variations to this, as you can see here on the screen. Let's go ahead and get started with the first one. That it's no surprise, LeBlanc 3-star blue buff. I mean, not even 3-star, man. Just give the LeBlanc a blue buff and it's going to just spam the ability. This is 100% going to get nerfed. So if you want to, well, if you can get a blue buff, a dark blue buff, shadow blue buff, whatever you want to call it, this is the composition to go, because it's also pretty cheap if you think about it. Your early game is going to look something like Morgana, LeBlanc, maybe some Vladimir action, and Lissandra. Aside from that, there's different scenarios, guys. There's another way that maybe instead of running all of this, as you can see, I have some extra units on the side, and that's gonna be a theme in this video. I'm gonna have some extra units on the side just in case you don't find all of the units, or maybe you can find something like this in the early game, but you can actually run this unit and play 6 assassins with LeBlanc as the carry, or you can also be playing carry Nocturne. So assassins, even though they were not that strong in the last set, they came back, and they came back strong, man. Nocturne 3-star is also amazing. So it depends. If you find a shadow blue buff, go LeBlanc. If you find lots of like rage blades, maybe the shadow seeks right here. If you find something like this, maybe if you find some rage blades, it doesn't have to be exactly this build, obviously, but it can be a combination of just a bunch of attack speed. Then you have a Nocturne build on your hands, man. A really strong composition, and I would really recommend this just because of LeBlanc, honestly. This composition, there's some changes as well. You can pretty much run either 6 Dawnbringers, or you can run 4 with another synergies. Maybe you want to run some Mystics. And yeah, it all depends on your needs. So for Dawnbringers, man, Karma is your main carry. You want to have blue buff. Blue buff is necessary for Karma because you can spam all of her abilities. Aside from that, I believe one of the best items for Karma is gonna be the critical jeweled gauntlet. And then for the last item slot, it's flexible. You can either run Archangel staff. That's one of the options. You can either run Gunblade. Champion can only have, yeah, you can either run this, you can either run Gunblade, you can even run, like worst case scenario, you can even run Infinity Edge just to go ahead and go all out on damage. But it depends. The last one, if you see a lot of AP, well, you go Dragon's Claw. But it's really flexible. Basically, the idea in here, Dawnbringer is gonna help you survive, and Karma, it's almost as if you have like a built-in GA, because it basically restores you, and it's even better because it restores you almost to full health. Definitely a comp that you want to try out if you see an early blue buff. It's absolutely amazing. Karma is the best user for regular blue buff. So Dawnbringers, maybe you want to play 6, maybe you want to play 4, but it's definitely one of the top tier compositions in this patch. Another S tier composition, Aphelios, man. Nightbringers. Aphelios is no joke, honestly. And it's I want to say, if you get legit items on this guy, he can solo carry the game. You basically go Rage Blade just because of the Ranger synergy. You can also, like, another thing to transition into this is that you can play a combination of Ashe and Tarek. That way you can replace some of the things that you don't have. Maybe you don't have the legendaries yet. You can easily put in these, and it's gonna work out fine. So you want to be playing this. You also want to be playing Deathblade. You want to be playing maybe Bloodthirst. It could be Shadow BT, or it could be regular Bloodthirst. All of these work fine, and as I'm telling you guys, this composition is insane. If you actually get some of the items, I mean, honestly, you only need either BT or it could be Deathblade, but you want at least 2 of these items. And Aphelios goes ham, man. Another good item could be Hajj. So this composition is absolutely insane. It deals so much AoE damage, and it's definitely one to try out if you want to climb fast. Now that we're talking about Rangers, why don't we go all out with Rangers? Now, this composition is a little bit under the radar, and rightfully so, because there's so many ironclads. But if you see that your lobby does not have a lot of ironclads, then you can go with something like this. The idea is that you have you have a tanky front line. You pretty much can put It could be this item right here, the Shadow Dark Heart, just to stall out and let these guys do the work. Now, in here you can pretty much play with the composition. You can pretty much go, maybe you want to go here, maybe you want to go there, maybe you want to bring the Taric. If there's a bunch of assassins, the Taric disappeared, but you get my point. It's flexible on the way you set them up. But this composition is another one that focuses on a Varus carry. So yeah, maybe you don't want to play the regular Nightbringers, maybe you didn't get, or maybe you were transitioning into the Nightbringers. This is also a pretty legit composition, and it's another one that it's gonna reward you if there's no ironclads or there's more AP in the lobby. Now, speaking of AP, have you seen Bel'Koz this patch? Jesus, Bel'Koz is absolutely amazing. Now, this guy is one of the few champions that can actually just 1v9 just at level 1. And but well, what I mean at level 1 star, sorry. So this guy is actually insane with the redeemed buff. If it's the last thing that is there, oh man, is it gonna hurt. Now, you want to play this with maybe like some type of spell weaver on the side while you're transitioning into this before you have the 6 redeemed. But Bel'Koz is insanely strong. You want to be playing pretty much like some form of mana generation. That could be one of these, and the critical jewel gauntlet can also work. You can also play regular jeweled gauntlet. So just for simplicity purposes, let's go something like this. And the last item, it's debatable. Like if there's lots of AP, you go Dragon Claw. If you want some regeneration, you go Hextech. Maybe you're going against compositions that are not punishing you that much. If there's a lot of CC, you can even play to complement the jeweled gauntlet. You could even play, where is it here? You can put some QSS and it's gonna work fine. But this composition is hardcore stall and let just Bel'Koz go wild. Absolutely amazing. This guy can destroy enemy teams, and it's one of the recommended compositions if you can get some of these items or a lot of redeemed in the early game. Now, before we get confused in here, we got a Helion composition, but think about it like this. This is your core. These 5 are gonna be your core. Everything that's here on the side, I set it up by rows depending on the text. Because let's say, for example, you go to level 7. You can either play these 2 guys, and whoa, where's the Syra? Here you go, Syra. You can play these 2 guys. Maybe you want to play another Spellweaver to put in the 4 for a 6 if you cannot find these other units, or you want to just have a lots of burst. That's one of the options. The other option is that if you are dying too much, and honestly this is my preferred build, you're gonna go Ironclads, because that's gonna make it so tough even for your little ones to die once they're spawning. And in here you're making 6 carry. Later on you can pretty much change maybe Poppy. It depends what you need, and you can put in Teemo. Teemo is amazing with blue buff. But yeah, you basically want some mana regeneration here. Blue buff is excellent in here, and some crits. AP is also good, death cap is also good, whatever you think, like as long just stack the hell out of 6. So you can run this. The other scenario is that you can actually go for something like this, like some form of invoker, and that could actually work. Maybe you want to replace this for mystics if your lobby has lots of AP, but that's another one of the compositions that you can try. The only thing is that you need to stay a lot on level 5, level 6, around there, because you want to re-roll to get them 3 stars. 6 is an absolute unit to be 1 star, so definitely worth trying, and it's pretty fun when you get the spatula. If you get the spatula, go ahead and run 7. It's so fun, it's so fun. Something else you can actually run, it's some form of AD6, which is gonna focus on Rageblade static. That way you can reduce basically with like all the attacks and everything, but this is only if you can afford to put a 7 Helion, because that way you can abuse the attack speed from Helion, and it's an absolute monster. Now, a simpler composition. Let's go with skirmishers. This composition focuses on Jack's carry. Now, Jack's carry can be a little tricky because you do need perfect items for Jax if you want to excel at it, because later on the other compositions just burst you down. you really want Shadow QSS. This makes it so that Jax is just constantly attacking, and if you can have Jax constantly attack, then he can actually become a unit. For this one, you don't have on hit effects, so Shadow Hurricanes is actually pretty legit. And to just keep the survivability, you go with Bloodthirst. I believe Shadow Bloodthirst is also fine. So this composition, guys, is going to be actually amazing if you have these items for Jax. Otherwise, I believe it really, like, the other compositions can outshine you, but it's something that you need to have in your arsenal if because you don't know, I mean, there's some games that give you 3 stars the entire composition really early, so something to keep in mind. Can be a top 10 without Draven, and Draven is back, and oh man, he hurts. Damn. So this composition focuses on 6 Forgotten. You can play around with which Forgottens you want, but this could be something like this, and obviously it depends on the lobby. You can even put Draven like this, or corner him. It depends if there's lots of assassins. But yeah, this is pretty much one of the compositions that you build basically if you get like an early Draven, an early Forgotten combo. We play Darius because it reduces the armor and makes it so that Draven just completely shreds through everything. So here there's different things. We can go ahead and put the Shadow Hurricane on Draven because he's gonna hit like a truck. You can put in Shadow Bloodthirst because he just immediately regenerates all of that. And then from here on, you can play around with what you get. You can play IE. You can play IE. You can play Rage Blade. You can play even Death Blade. It all depends. It's gonna work on Draven. Well, if you get regular Hurricane, you can play Death Blade. You can play Rage Blade. There's lots of things, guys. Like, you don't even have to play this. But yeah, this composition is actually really strong, and sometimes I feel like in the lobbies you just get an early Draven and you can just shred through the mid game with him, and if the game gives you the right cards, you can actually carry the game just with Darius Draven combo. Just make sure you get some sort of Hurricane so that Draven can spread its damage right away. Draconic is another composition that you want to try out. Just look at all of these synergies, man, but this is a synergy that you need to get at level 9. Otherwise, if you get a really early Heimendinger, you can most definitely play 5 Draconic and you can start snowballing with the items, but I would only recommend that if you get an early Heimendinger or you are pretty healthy in here, which is kind of tough because, you know, if you see a Heimendinger in the carousel and you pick it first, that sometimes means that you're pretty low on health. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like if the game gives you an early Heimendinger, definitely try to go for 5 just so that it can start snowballing and you're pretty healthy to afford a couple of losses here and there because it takes a little bit to snowball, but it's definitely worth it. Now, on this composition, we can see you have all types of synergies. Now, you can have a Heimendinger crit, or you can have some form of Ashe build. You can pretty much go Rage Blade, you can go Hurricane. It's up to you. I've seen compositions go something like this, just so that she perma stuns. But it's up to you. If you get a lot of AP items, but then you're getting Draconic, it's also pretty flexible. Because at the same time, you can be, instead of focusing too much on the Rangers, maybe let's say you don't have the Kindred yet. Oh, and by the way, if you still... This is also Abomination, I didn't mention that. So you can put Abomination here, and it's gonna stall out the game for you. Maybe you want to put it like that, just so that they die first. But yeah, this is something that you have to keep in mind. You can also play Syra carry, where you basically just try to spam everything. Syra is really flexible, man. You can go Rage Blade, you can go Shojin, you can go just full crit, full AP with mana regeneration, and it's gonna work out fine if that's what the game gives you. It's pretty flexible, and it's definitely a fun composition if you get an early Heimendinger. And last but not least, one of my favorite compositions when the game gives me perfect items, Reroll Bane. Oh man, Reroll Bane is extremely fun. and it can actually outpace Draven in some things. You basically need Shadow Gauntlet because basically it doesn't apply to Bane. Every time you cast, you lose HP. Well, Bane never casts, so she never loses HP. That's pretty amazing. To top it off, you pretty much want this as your core, right? The last item, like the best case scenario would be a Rage Blade. But yeah, these items with 3-star Bane just completely shreds your team. And you can use Ashe as a secondary or flexible carry, or you can use Rise depending on what you need. So for example, let's say if you want to be putting something here like Rise, you can pretty much use Chalice right there. It makes it so that Bane hits harder, or you can even use Seeks, put it right there, and it's gonna buff your carries. It's up to you. Now, whoa, it completely destroyed Diego. There you go. So in here, one of the changes that you can potentially put, you can put in Kindred, and it's gonna work out fine. You also get Mystic, so if your lobby has a lot of AP carries, you can even go ahead and put something like this. So you can go ahead and take this out, you can put Mystic, and you're gonna be perfectly fine. I feel like I would go for this composition if I see like 5 Banes. Just screw it, reroll everything and go for this, man. But I feel more importantly, you need the Shadowed Jeweled Gauntlet, because it's what's gonna make you shred through everything. And well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I wish you the best of luck in your ranked games. If you would like to support this channel, just go ahead and subscribe. It's completely free. If you would like to see more content of either TFT or Legends of Runeterra, I upload both of the videos. And yeah guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you rank up immediately, and I'll see you in the next video guys.